Hey there, dear friends of the silver screen. Remember the days when black and white was the reigning champion of the cinematic world, and every Saturday night meant cozying up with a bowl of buttery popcorn to watch your favorite flick. Ah, those were the times. Now, speaking of movie nights and fond memories, who here remembers the classic 1961 gem, The Absent-Minded Professor? Ah, yes, the delightful tale of Professor Brainard, a brilliant but, well, absent-minded scientist whose experiments with flubber led to a whole heap of hilarity. I'm sure many of you have your own treasured recollections of watching this timeless piece of cinema magic. Did you ever find yourself laughing uncontrollably at Brainard's quirky inventions? Or perhaps you were smitten by the charming Betsy, the professor's love interest? And who could forget those gravity-defying basketball games? Now, it's your turn to shine. Share your cherished memories, your favorite moments, and the characters that stole your heart while watching The Absent-Minded Professor. Let's relive those golden days of cinema together and kindle the flames of nostalgia. But wait, before we dive into the whirlwind of reminiscence, how about we sprinkle in a few random facts about this beloved movie to pique your curiosity? Stay tuned, because we've got some delightful tidbits to unravel about the show right here. So, folks, did you watch the 1961 movie The Absent-Minded Professor back in the day? Share your tales, and let's take a stroll down memory lane. It's time for a dose of cinematic nostalgia. In the 1961 movie The Absent-Minded Professor, a 1915 Ford Model T plays a notable role. The Model T, produced from 1908 to 1927, was a massive success, with over 16,500,000 vehicles sold during its production run. Interestingly, Keenan Wynn's character, Alonzo from The Absent-Minded Professor, and its sequel Son of Flubber, made a return in another Disney movie, Herbie Rides Again. However, there was a slight change in his name from Alonzo P. Hawk to Alonzo A. Hawk, raising questions about whether these characters are identical cousins or the same person with a minor name alteration. Moreover, Tommy Kirk, one of the actors in the film, recalled being impressed by how realistic Fred MacMurray's toupees were, highlighting the attention to detail in the movie's production. These intriguing details shed light on some lesser-known aspects of The Absent-Minded Professor and add depth to the film's history. In 1961, the movie The Absent-Minded Professor made its mark as one of the year's top box office hits, raking in $25,381,407 domestically. It secured the 5th spot in the rankings, with Disney's 100 and One Dalmatians taking the top spot with $153 million in earnings. This family-friendly comedy starred Fred MacMurray as the titular professor, a bumbling scientist who creates a flying rubber substance called flubber. During the film's heyday, Time magazine featured a quirky insight into the special effects department's concoction of flubber. The recipe went like this: to 1 pound of saltwater taffy, add 1 heaping tablespoon of polyurethane foam, 1 crumbled cake of yeast. Mix until smooth, allow to rise, then pour into a saucepan over 1 cup of cracked rice with 1 cup of water. Add a topping of molasses. Boil until the lid lifts and says quote. However, whether this recipe came with a standard "do not try this at home" warning remains unrecorded. Additionally, the film marked the debut of Belle Montrose, a former vaudeville star known for her partnership with Billy Allen. They were also the parents of Steve Allen, a prominent figure in the entertainment industry. The Absent-Minded Professor continues to be a beloved classic, remembered for its comedic take on science and innovation, as well as the enduring charm of Fred MacMurray's absent-minded character. So, whether you're interested in whipping up some flubber or exploring Hollywood history, this 1961 gem has it all. In the 1961 movie The Absent-Minded Professor, a few intriguing details stand out. One of them is the song Medfield Fight Song, composed by Richard M. Sherman and Robert B. Sherman. This catchy tune marked the beginning of a fruitful collaboration between the Shermans and Disney, paving the way for many more memorable songs in Disney films. Another notable aspect of the movie is the involvement of 3 generations of the Wynn family. Ed Wynn, his son Keenan Wynn, and Keenan's son Ned Wynn all played roles in the film. This multi-generational participation added a unique family dynamic to the cast. Furthermore, while the Ford Model T featured in the film was a genuine automobile, the flying version was a cleverly crafted model constructed from wood and Papier-Mach. This innovative approach allowed for the creation of the film's whimsical flying car scenes. The Absent-Minded Professor from 1961 is not only a classic Disney film, but also a noteworthy example of how creativity and family ties contributed to its success. In 1961, the movie The Absent-Minded Professor introduced the world to a quirky scientist named Professor Ned Brainard, played by Fred MacMurray. While the film is known for its comical portrayal of Brainard's adventures with a gravity-defying substance called flubber, there's an interesting tidbit related to the film. A toy version of flubber was actually sold to children, thanks to a licensing deal with Disney. Produced by Hassenfeld Bros. Inc. of Rhode Island, the silvery, glittery substance aimed to recreate the magic of flubber from the movie. However, it had some unintended consequences. The toy flubber could ruin clothing and rugs as it would melt into fabrics, and there were concerns about its safety. Due to these issues, it was eventually discontinued. Intriguingly, the Absent-Minded Professor not only brought flubber to life, but also united 3 generations of the Wynn family on screen. Ed Wynn, a renowned actor of his time, played the role of Medfield College's president. His son, Keenan Wynn, portrayed Alonzo Hawk, the film's antagonist. Remarkably, Keenan's son, Ned Wynn, also had a part in the film. This unique family collaboration added an extra layer of charm to the movie. So, while The Absent-Minded Professor is best remembered for its whimsical scientific antics, it also left its mark with a curious toy and a multi-generational acting legacy. It's a testament to the enduring appeal of this classic Disney film. The Absent-Minded Professor, a 1961 Disney film, was the 5th most commercially successful movie at the U.S. domestic box office that year, grossing $25,381,407. While it didn't reach the heights of 101 Dalmatians, which made $153 million, it still had a significant impact. This family-friendly comedy, directed by Robert Stevenson, starred Fred MacMurray as Professor Ned Brainard, an absent-minded scientist who creates a bouncy, flying rubber substance called flubber. Flubber became a sensation both in the film and in real life. A toy version of flubber was sold to children by Hassenfeld Bros. Inc. of Rhode Island. However, it was later discontinued due to health concerns and its tendency to ruin clothing and rugs as it would melt into fabrics. The Absent-Minded Professor remains a classic Disney movie, remembered for its humor and the whimsical invention of flubber. It's a testament to the enduring popularity of Disney's family-friendly films, even decades after their release. As we bid adieu to our journey through the whimsical world of The Absent-Minded Professor from 1961, let us pause for a moment of reflection. This cinematic gem, a testament to imagination and scientific eccentricity, has undoubtedly left its indelible mark on all who have had the pleasure of encountering its enchanting storyline. This timeless tale serves as an intriguing reminder of how the boundaries of science and creativity can blur, as Professor Brainard's absent-mindedness inadvertently leads to some of the most unforgettable experiments ever captured on film. Who could forget the delightful spectacle of flubber, the rubbery green substance that defies gravity and sends objects bouncing into the air with boundless energy? But beyond the scientific marvels, The Absent-Minded Professor also resonates on a deeply personal level. It reminds us of the importance of embracing our quirks and follies, as it is often our idiosyncrasies that lead to the most unexpected and extraordinary discoveries. Now, I invite you, dear reader, viewer, to share your cherished memories and thoughts on this cinematic masterpiece. Perhaps you recall watching it with family on a lazy Sunday afternoon, or maybe you were captivated by its charm during a nostalgic movie night. Whatever the case may be, your unique perspective adds to the tapestry of appreciation for this classic. So, let your thoughts flow like flubber and share your insights with us. What does The Absent-Minded Professor mean to you? How has it touched your heart or tickled your imagination? Your words are a testament to the enduring magic of this film. Thank you for taking the time to join us on this cinematic adventure and for sharing your thoughts. Your engagement enriches our collective understanding of this classic. Until we meet again for our next celluloid exploration, remember, the magic of The Absent-Minded Professor lives on in the stories we share and the memories we create. Warm regards.